Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jai Hind, Namaskar. So, I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good morning, Jai Hind. I am fine. I hope that all of you are also doing well. I hope that all of you are also doing quite well. Good morning. Okay. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's editorial session. Now, in this editorial session, the topics which we are going to discuss, the first topic is with respect to the bulldozer justice. There is this one article which is talking about this one part, that this bulldozer justice, is it something which is uh, as per the rule of law, or is it something which is going against the violation of that rule of law? So that is the first part which we are going to discuss. The second topic is going to be related to energy security, where we are going to discuss about the energy security perspective. This is something which is a repeating topic. We have seen it multiple times. We are going to look at this once again. Now, the third topic is artificial intelligence. This is a very interesting article. This is a very interesting and very important article which is there. And we are going to look into this, that what it is suggesting for India with respect to AI. That we have got Google AI data center, we have got some developments in AI data centers, but what is the real catch? What is something which we need to do? This is something which has been discussed by this one article, so we are going to talk about it. So these are the three editorials, okay. And at the same time, what you are going to get through these editorial sessions, you are going to complete your syllabus. This is going to be done especially for GS paper 2 and 3. Through the editorial session, you will also get the help in notes making. You can make the notes according to the subject, according to the themes. Then answer writing is also one of the most crucial part of our exercise. We are also going to practice some of the answers. Then at the same time, it is going to help you in the perspective development. It will help you to develop your perspective with respect to multiple such topics. So we are going to do all of that through these sessions. Now here, first of all, we will see the articles and then we will come back to the questions. Last day, I have given you some questions in order to write the answers. Okay. Then what we see, that today we are going to first discuss some of the editorials and then we are going to come back to the answer writing part. We are going to discuss some editorials first and then we will come back to the answer writing part. Okay. So here, this is the first part, the bulldozer justice. This is something where it has the syllabus linkage. This is something which is related to your GS paper 2. It is related to GS paper 2, polity and governance. Polity and governance. Now, I think you all may be aware about this, that what is bulldozer action? What is bulldozer action? So, I think you all may be aware about that. You may have heard about this, that what is bulldozer action? So, bulldozer action refers to the use of bulldozer in order to provide a quick justice as interpreted by many people. It is seen that it is a method of a quicker justice to the people, by the executive itself. So when we talk about this bulldozer action, or when we talk about this, okay, so what we see, that there is this one thing, that have we seen any such previous instances of bulldozer action? Is there any such case in the history of India when bulldozer action has been used at a large level? The answer is yes. It has been used during the 1976 emergency period. This is something which was used during 1976 emergency period. This was the time when bulldozer was used, and at that time This bulldozer action, it was seen as an excess committed by the state. It was seen as excess committed by a state. Means people were not in very much favor of a bulldozer action at that point of time. When the state was having this bulldozer action, the people were not very much happy about it. They were critical. They were critical of the bulldozer action. So citizens and media, the citizens or the media, they were critical of it. They were critical of bulldozer action. They were critical of bulldozer action. Now, in many of the states, we have seen that the bulldozer action is becoming popular nowadays. The bulldozer action is becoming popular across many of the states right now. Okay. So now the question is why this bulldozer action, how it is being seen now? आज के समय लोग इसको कैसे देखते हैं? So tell me about this part. If we are seeing the bulldozer action in the present times, how do people see that? How do people understand the bulldozer action? How do people understand the bulldozer action? Bulldozer action को कैसा समझा जाता है? How are the people treating the bulldozer action in the present times? कैसे इसको treat करते हैं? Good morning, Arman. So tell me, how do people treat the bulldozer action in the present times? What is the perception of the people? What is the perception of the people with respect to bulldozer justice? Okay. How do people perceive this? Depends on the situation. So how do people perceive this? As a form of justice? In the present time, what we see that the people feel that this is a form of justice. Okay. So it is something which is regarded. Okay. What we see that at the present time, it is being regarded as a symbol. It is something which is regarded as a symbol of firmness of state. Of firmness of a state. It is something which is considered as suitable for immediate justice. For immediate justice. Now see this one part. That the people now regard this, that this bulldozer action is a tool of immediate justice. It is same like this part, that there are so many delivery apps. There are so many delivery apps. So what they do? They provide grocery in 10 minutes. They are providing grocery in 10 minutes. So this bulldozer action is also seen like an immediate delivery of the justice. The bulldozer action is being seen as the same model, instant delivery of the goods or instant delivery of the justice in 10 minutes or 1 day or 2 days. So it is like that quicker form. Now people have this one perception. Earlier people used to wait for 10 days, 15 days for even getting one letter. People were waiting for 10 to 15 days for getting a letter. But now the people have this one tendency. They want everything very fast. They want everything very fast. So like they want a delivery of their grocery items in 10 minutes or 12 minutes. In same manner, they want the justice also to be delivered in an instant manner. So what we see, that this is one of the part that how it is being in the present times. Okay. Now the question is why? Why the people are appreciating this bulldozer action? Why the people are appreciating this? One of the major part is the pendency of the cases. The pendency of cases in courts. Here we see that the justice is delayed. And when justice is delayed, it is equal to justice denied. When a justice is delayed, then we consider that as justice denied. So we see that there are so many cases which are pending for more than 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and even more than that. The huge number of cases, we see that around 5.5 crore cases, 5.5 crore cases, this is pending. Around 5.5 crore cases are pending in courts in India. Now the question is why this is pending? Why this is pending? Why these cases are pending in the courts of India? What is the factor responsible behind this? Why we are having like this pendency of cases? One of the factor is the lesser number of judges. Then we have slow investigation process. And at the same time, we are having complex legal system. Complex legal system with several loopholes. So we see that on one hand, we are having lesser number of judges in India. We are also having a poor investigation system. Okay. We see that there is a poor investigation system also. So what we see that the ratio of judges to population, if we talk about this, it is 15 per million. 15 per million means per 10 lakh population. It means that per 10 lakh population, the number of judges is 15 per million. Now the second part is that at the same time, what we also see that the law commission, here we have seen the law commission in 1987 law commission, it has said that it should be 50 judges. It should be 50 judges per million. It should be 50 judges per million. But what we are having? 15 per million. So you can see the difference. That why we are having the pendency of cases. The pendency of cases is there because we have very few number of judges. It is almost one third. That we are having. There was a recommendation of the law commission way back in 1987 that there should be a minimum of 50 judges per million population. How much we are having? 15 judges per million. So it is even less than one third of what is actually needed. So when this is not available, this reason is the pressure of the instant delivery of justice. There is a pressure of the instant delivery of the justice. Now the question is this, that at the same time, is this right? So what do you think? If we are talking about bulldozer action, is it right for the society? Is it right for the society that we are having just 15 judges and we are having this bulldozer action. Bulldozer is being used to demolish the houses of the accused, not convicted people. What we see that bulldozer, this has been used to demolish houses of accused. Demolish the houses of accused. What we see that there is no due process which has been followed. There is no such due process which has been followed. Okay. So here the question is that, is it right? Can executive do this? Can executive do this? This is one of the questions, that can executive do this, that if there is an accusation of a crime on one person, if there is an accusation of crime on one person, then on the basis of it, how can executive take a decision instantly? And now many a times what we see that it says that it is not related to the case. Many a time there is a argument from the government that it is not related to case. It is because of the violation of the rules of MCD or other agencies. That if there is a violation of municipal corporation rules, if there is a violation of the rules of municipal corporation, if there is a violation of building code, safety code, etc., etc. So they are saying that it may be illegal encroachment, it may be the safety code has not been followed, the buildings paper were not correct, and on the basis of that, they are demolishing the houses. Now the question is, so what they were doing for so many years? If a person has been accused and then you have suddenly come to the rescue that you are demolishing houses, so what were you doing for the last so many years? Is the building code applicable only for the person who is accused in a crime? Is the building code applicable only to the person who is accused in a crime? Is it applicable only for those people? If there is an encroachment problem, is it applicable only to those people who are accused in a crime? So when we talk about rule of law, so how it is going to be implemented then? Country is governed by rule of law. Country is governed by rule of law, not by what public opinion says. Okay. So what we see that the constitution provides rule of law. It provides rule of law, not rule of masses. It doesn't say that whatever the public will say, we will do that. Is there any article of the constitution which says that we are going to make the law as per the wishes of the people? That whatever people will say, whatever a mob, a mass will say, we will make rule according to that, we will provide justice according to that. So the constitution says that there is a rule of law, not the rule of masses. And what we see that this has become a matter of a spectacle. Okay. This has become a matter of a spectacle. People are enjoying the bulldozer action. And they are enjoying only when it is being against someone. When it comes back to them, then they start saying that no, it's entirely incorrect. When it is being done against one section or one group or one person, then they enjoy it on television. They enjoy it on television, seeing the bulldozer action. Media is covering that. Media can cover that in any manner. Okay. See the line of it. Delhi mein Garja bulldozer. So bulldozer has been shown here that it is something which is very powerful. Bulldozer has emerged as something which is very much powerful. So this is the spectacle which has been created by media. This is something, a hype which has been created. A hype created by Media and social media. Media and social media. So on this matter, what we see that the question is this, that what actually is government? The government is not a vigilante group. There is a group called as a vigilante group. Like you may have seen many such groups are existing. If you are saying something, they will come to your houses, throw like stones on your houses, destroy your house, or it may do anything. So there is a vigilante group. It may belong to one section, other section, any section. There is a vigilante group. So they don't have any mind. They don't have any such legal authority. They don't have any such understanding of the topics. They know that they have to do one thing. They have a particular thought process. They follow that. But the state is not a vigilante group. The state is not a vigilante group which can take action like this. The state, it has to abide by constitution. It has to abide by constitution. It has to follow. It has to follow the rule of law. It has to follow the principle of separation of power. It has to follow the principle of separation of power. So what we see that the state cannot act as a vigilante group. The state cannot be rushing to any area just to destroy a house or to remove an area of encroachment just because there is a public perception about it. If a state, remember this one part, if there is a bulldozer action because people want it, it is not the reflection that the state is powerful. It is the reflection that the state is quite weak. If the state is quite weak, in order to hide its incapability, if the state is like doing things as per the masses, it means it is a very weak state. It is trying to hide its incapabilities. Okay. So if a state is going for this, if we have a state which is like abiding by public perception, if it is a state which is abiding by public perception, so it means the state is weak. The state is weak. It is hiding its incapability. The state is hiding its incapability. It is hiding its incapability. State is weak, and that's why it is abiding by the public perception, not by the rule of law. Okay. So this is one part, and then comes to this one important section. There is a Supreme Court. There is a Supreme Court judgment on this also. There is a Supreme Court judgment on this part also. Okay. Supreme Court has said that 15 days notice. 15 days notice. This is required. 15 days notice, this is required. Supreme Court has also said that bulldozer action without rule of law is equal to running the bulldozer. It is equal to running the bulldozer on constitution. That if a state is running a bulldozer on the houses of the people, if a state is running the bulldozer on the houses of people without following the rule of law, it is not just the houses which are being demolished. It is the constitution which is being demolished by the bulldozer. So Supreme Court has said here that it is the demolition of the constitution rather than just the houses. अगर आप हाउस को डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे हो तो सिर्फ आप हाउस को नहीं डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे हो. If you are not following the rule of law, you are actually demolishing the constitution itself. Okay. So this is also one of the part which you can mention here. Now here, what can be the solution for this? The solution will be The judicial reforms, like increasing strength. This is one of the part, increasing strength, filling vacancies, reforming judicial process, Okay. We see that there can also be modernization of court infrastructure. Okay. There is also need of investigation, which should be quick, efficient, and effective. So basically, the bulldozer action is to avoid this part. The bulldozer action is taken by many of the states in order to avoid this duty of the state. They are just deviating away from the duty of the state, that is to conduct a proper investigation in a quick manner, in an efficient manner, in an effective manner. So in order to hide their capability to carry out a proper investigation, they are doing this part. Okay. Then at the same time, if there is any heinous crime, bulldozer action has been taken in heinous crimes. Okay. So generally we see that there is a bulldozer action in heinous crime. So now what is the solution for this? The solution is establishment of fast track courts. Establishment of fast track courts. The solution is not just to send the bulldozer, but to have a fast track court which can go and look into this part, that okay, what crime has been done, who is responsible for this. It can be done within 1 week also. If a proper investigation is there, if all the charges are there, then why it cannot be done in 1 week? So in order to avoid the responsibility, many states are simply opting for bulldozer action. So bulldozer action is not the firmness of the state, it reflects the weakness of the state to resolve or to reform the system. Okay. So this is one of the part. I hope it's clear. How modernization of courts help to get justice. See, many a times what we see that in the court infrastructure, the papers are not up to mark. If there is a notice which is to be sent to a person, then it has to be sent physically. Many a times online options are not there. The collection of the evidences, the reflection of the evidences, the record keeping, all these things are done in a traditional manner. So court infra has to be improved in order to do all these things. Okay. So this is the first part. What is the issue with respect to bulldozer action and what recommendations are there? Now coming to the second part. There is the second part, India's energy security. We have already discussed many parts of it. We have already discussed many parts of this energy security, that how much crude oil dependence is there, how much LPG dependence is there. So we are not seeing the data again. We are simply coming to this part, that what are the issues faced by India right now? We have one of the problem, that is dependence. Okay. Like 60% of LPG, almost 90% of crude oil, 90% of crude oil, 60% of LPG. So this is something which we are getting from outside. This is something which we are getting from outside. Now, this is second part, the production. The production of it is quite limited. limited in India. Even LPG production is on limited scale. Lack of domestic reserves. There is a lack of domestic reserve. The production is quite limited. The production is quite limited. Even the LPG for which we are getting the crude oil, we are not able to refine it. We are not able to produce it within the India. We have to get LPG cylinders from outside. So this is one of the challenge. We see that there is a huge challenge with respect to dependence and production. Then we see that there is also another thing, that the passage or the we have seen the West Asia crisis. This is something which has created an energy security challenge. Disruption in supply. Disruption in supply. So this is something which is dependent on others. This is something which is dependent on others. What we see that this has led to, it has led to increase in prices. This is something which has led to increase in prices. Burden on forex reserve. Burden on forex reserves. This is something which has led to depreciation of currency. It has led to the depreciation of currency also. So we see that there is a depreciation of currency. There is a forex reserve which is under constraint. There is the increase in prices. It has led to inflation in the economy. Inflation. And overall, what we see that this entire problem has a toll on GDP. GDP rate has also become lower. The rate of GDP growth has also come down. So what we see that the impact is very much on various sectors. Now at the same time, when we talk about renewables, what we see that there is a limited capacity. There is a limited use in actual energy generation. Less than 1/3. Less than 1/3. We see that here also there is a dependence. Here also there is a dependence on supply of critical minerals. Here also we see that there is a dependence on supply of critical minerals like lithium, silicon. There is also rare earth elements. So their supply is something which is again constrained. So what we see that there is a challenge for energy security in India which comes in all these forms. The dependence, the production, the passes, the renewables. In all these sections we see that there are certain challenges which is existing. Now this thing is how we can overcome this. These challenges are existing. These challenges are existing. How forex reserves? See, when we are purchasing something, at a higher cost, it means we have to pay more dollars. If we are purchasing something at higher cost, so we have to pay more dollars. So that is one of the factors. Yes. So there is a lesser diversification also. There is a lack of diversification also, that we are having the LPG and the majority consumer of the LPG is domestic households. So we cannot even do away with LPG. We cannot do away with LPG. Right now, again, what we see that the supply of LPG has become somewhat stable, and now there is no discussion on choosing alternate mode of cooking. Now there is no such discussion on alternate mode of cooking. So that was like one time thing which became popular for a few weeks, and now again the entire topic is gone. Now we are again waiting for a future crisis, that in future a crisis may emerge again because of LPG, and then we will go through the same process again and again. So that is also one of the challenging aspect. Now what we see, what are the solutions for the crude oil? We need large strategic reserves. We need to have large strategic reserves. Right now, our strategic reserves has a coverage of around just 10 days, 10, 11 days. So we need a coverage of more than that. We need a coverage of 90 days, 120 days. Then it can be helpful for us. So large strategic reserves, that is one thing which is required. Then diversification of oil import sources. We need to diversify our oil import sources. That is one of the part which we need. Okay. Then second part is transition away from fossil fuel. Transition away from fossil fuel. This is something which is part of UNFCCC also, or Paris Agreement also. So we need to reduce the intensity, reduce oil intensity in transport. And here we have options: ethanol 100, electric vehicles, hydrogen vehicles. So this is one of the part which we can do. Okay. We have to also strengthen maritime resilience. Why? To ensure uninterrupted supply. We have to ensure that we are more powerful navy. We have to become a more powerful navy in order to ensure this. And at the same time, we also need to ensure the supply chain. We also need to ensure supply of critical minerals. We also need to ensure the supply of critical minerals. So see, right now what we are saying, that we were dependent on West Asian countries for oil. So that was one lack of security, lack of energy security. Why? Because of dependence on some countries. Now we are moving on to renewables, and for renewables also we are dependent on critical minerals. So we are just shifting our energy security from one side of world to the another side of world. So we are still remaining energy insecure. We are still having this lack of energy security. Why? Because of dependence. Earlier we were dependent on oil for energy security. Now we are becoming dependent on what? Critical minerals for our energy security. Okay. So we are just like shifting the dependence from the oil to the critical minerals. Okay. So this is one part which we have to keep into mind, that how we are going to proceed in future, with respect to energy security in India. So I hope this part is clear. इसको हम लोगों ने कई बार डिस्कस किया है. affecting ceramic industries where LPG is required. Now, let's move on to the next part. AI. Now, if we look at this article, this is also very interesting part. Can we include thermal energy like limited resource? With respect to thermal energy, there is a, are you asking about geothermal or thermal? Thermal is from coal. So coal is something which is harmful to environment. If you are asking about geothermal, then we have limited potential. Now, coming on to this part, AI question. So right now, this argument, the context is that in case of AI, we have seen that we are becoming the tenant of this, we are becoming the tenant of AI rather than the owner of AI. Why it is being said? Let us see this. If we are talking about the Google AI data center, what we are providing? We are providing land, power, construction, operation support. In case of AI data center, we are providing these things: land, power, construction, and operation support. And the AI models, the semiconductor design, the advanced research and core technology, it is going to remain in US and Taiwan. So while we are having a Google AI data center in India, what is our actual contribution? This much. Okay. Whereas the main things of AI, the core technology, the semiconductor design, the AI model, all these things are actually going to remain in the hands of US or Taiwan. So this is one of the part which we see here. Now see that earlier also, what we have done, we have become successful in what? Software maintenance. We have become good in coding services, backend operation, and global capability centers. So we have provided the BPO support, we have provided the software maintenance support and everything. So we were mostly the repair guy. We have basically worked at the repair guy, the repair mechanic. Whereas we have seen they have grown rapidly. But what we see, we have mostly implemented systems designed elsewhere instead of creating the technologies. So we were more of like implementing hand. We were not the creators of the technology. We are not the owners of the technology. We are just there in implementing them. We are not owning the technology. We are not having the technology. We are just implementing the technology. So we are just doing that service delivery. We are doing just that service delivery part. We are not owning it. Okay. Now what we see, what we didn't do, we have not invested in top research universities. We have not invested in scientific research, in research and development, in deep tech venture capital, semiconductor manufacturing, or long-term industrial policy. So we didn't do any of these things. In the last 20 years, we have not done any such significant activities in research universities or scientific research, research and development, deep tech venture capital, and all other problems. So at the same time, South Korea has got Samsung, Taiwan has built TCMS, MC, China has got the AI ecosystem. So what we are doing, we are just deploying, we are just providing the services, we are not owning it. We are not having it, we are not the owners of the technology, we are the service providers. We have just become the service providers. So that is one of the highlight. Then what we will see, okay, these advanced AI models which we are developing right now, they require enormous computing power, huge capital, decades of research, elite universities, and highly skilled scientific talent pipelines. But here we see that we are not having that depth. We are having we are having the talent only to a limited part. We are not having skilled workers who can develop AI models. Okay. We don't have advanced semiconductor ecosystem. So we see that our competition in AI, we are generally saying that we are adopting AI, we are using AI, but how are we using AI? How are we using AI? We are using AI to make Ghibli images. We are using AI to make Ghibli images. We are using AI to write answers. We are using AI to make graphics. What are we using AI for? Are we developing the AI models, or we are becoming the users of it? Is there any such indigenous AI model which is famous across the world? We are using the AI of China, we are using the AI of US, we are using the AI of other countries. Have we developed any such AI system which can bring transformation at a global level? Are we able to bring something which can bring transformation at global level? Or are we again becoming just a user of AI technology? So this is one of the part which has been highlighted here in this article. Okay. Now, so what is the solution? There is also one part, economic survey. It says that only just 2% of world AI training data startups are based in India. About 2% of world's AI training data startups, they are based in India. Whereas 40% of them are in United States, 21% of them are in European Union. So this shows that our capability in AI is quite weak. It is quite weak. So our capability in AI is quite weak. We are just becoming a consumer of AI rather than an owner of AI. हम इसको बस यूज कर रहे हैं. We are not developing it. So using AI will just make us consumer, another consumer. Like we have been using the computer technology as a consumer from the last 30 years. Okay. Last 30 years. So this is something which we can see that what is the solution? We need to invest in research universities. We need to strengthen the AI research ecosystem. We need to support scientists and deep tech startups, develop indigenous capability, and we have to just avoid becoming a host for foreign AI infrastructure. The AI infrastructure which we are having in India, and we are proudly celebrating that in India. We are proudly celebrating that Google has an AI data center in India. Think about this. They are taking your land, your water, your electricity, power, infrastructure. Who is making the benefit? Google is making the benefit. Where will the money go? US. So our land infrastructure and everything will be under constraint. Where will be under the constraint, and we will be just as a getting the somewhat rent from there. That is the part. Okay. So this is one part that what we are talking with respect to AI in this case. देखो दो क्वेश्चन है आपके पास. पहला, a constitutional state derives its legitimacy not from the speed of punishment but from its unimpeachable principles and the fairness of its process. Analyze the statement in context of bulldozer justice. Second question is this: the AI revolution provides an opportunity to India to reposition itself in the world of technology. However, most of the focus in AI in India has been around service provider rather than intelligence center. So discuss about this. It's not that we are in the hands of AI. It's that someone is developing AI. We are not developing it. Someone is developing AI. China is developing AI. China is developing AI. US is developing AI. Taiwan is developing AI. South Korea is developing AI. European Union is developing AI. What we are doing? We are becoming a consumer of AI. So the article is not about the criticism of AI. The article is about this, that of course AI is going to be the future. But what India is doing? Are we just providing the land, water, electricity, infrastructure for the development of AI models? So this is one of the part. Yeah. Dekho, Mona, you can simply take this PDF, you can take this question, and you can copy it, you can put it in Google Translator. From there, you can get the question in Hindi. Okay. So you can get the question in Hindi if you want. You can just copy paste this. You can take a photo of this also, and then you can scan it using Google Lens. Then you can use it to translate it. Okay. So there are certain part which can be done by your side also. So this is one of the part. Now coming to the question. So how many of you have written these answers? One part was higher voter participation is a positive indicator of democratic deepening, but its true value depends on the quality, inclusiveness, and awareness underlying that participation. Comment. So how many of you have written this answer? पहला आंसर किसने लिखा है? How many of you have written this answer? Nine minutes in 230 words, but the question was to be written in 150 words. It was to be written in 150 words, Madhusmita. It has to be written in 150 words. So why 230 words? Not in proper manner. Why? See, if we talk about this one question, the introduction can start from facts with respect to participation. The fact can start with this part, that it is this is a trend, there is a trend of higher participation. This can start with it. Now here the second part can be indication of democratic deepening. You can write this, that how it is an indication of democratic deepening. Okay. Higher voter turnout, what does it justify? What does it justify? The higher voter turnout, what does it justify? Okay. So this is one part. Like we have discussed this, if there is a higher voter participation, what does it mean? People believe in the leadership, people believe in the system, people believe in the power to change the politics. So that's why there is a higher participation. So this is one part. Then you have to mention on this part that the true value, or you can say the limitations of participation, limitations of higher participation, limitation of higher participation. Here you can mention that uninformed choices, herd mentality, two-party system, effectively, marginalization of smaller groups. So we have discussed this part, despite having these participation, what are the challenges? So then you can mention that the limitations, and then finally you can offer the way forward. Here you could have mentioned the way forward also in some lines. Okay. So what I am suggesting you need 3 different paragraphs and then you can mention the conclusion. The first part is you have to start with some facts with respect to the participation. Second part is you have to start with this indication of deepening of democracy. Okay. Then you have to mention that what are the limitations of higher participation. Try to show the impact on quality, inclusiveness and awareness. Okay. Then talk about this one part, that what can be the way forward, and then give the conclusion. So have you followed this model? Have you followed this model in writing this answer? इस आंसर को लिखने में क्या आपने ये मॉडल फॉलो किया है? So this is the first part, that how you can answer this question. Have you written the second answer also? Asia's heavy dependence on maritime oil routes make it vulnerable. So first you have to discuss this one part, that how there is a heavy dependence. How there is a heavy dependence. Last time I have shown you that India has also been impacted, China has also been impacted, South Korea has also been impacted. So try to give some example of different countries. Try to show how it is linked to Strait of Hormuz, and in future how it can be related to Strait of Malacca and all. So what is the vulnerability for maritime oil routes for Asia, and how they can ensure energy security, the domestic production, making alliance. We have seen that a group alliance of Asia can also be there. Transition towards the clean energy. Okay. So I have given you the entire content for this part. So I hope you have written this one answer also. Way forward and conclusion. It's fine that if you have written way forward in conclusion itself, it's fine. There is no issue at all. Way forward is like, first of all, we need voter awareness. What we will have to do, we have to do voter awareness. We have to make voter aware about their choices. We have to make the voters aware about the choices. At the same time, we also have to make sure that there is a scope of new party or candidate. We have to ensure that there is a scope of new party or candidate in the election. Like in Tamil Nadu, we have seen there is an emergence of a new party altogether. In Tamil Nadu, we have seen that there is an emergence of a new political party, a new political figure altogether. So in many other states also, we need to have, or at the union level also, we need to have the emergence of a third party, a third leader. Okay. So we need to provide multiple choices over there. India has followed a multi-party system. So it should remain a multi-party system. Okay. So that is also one part. Then we also need to find solutions to giving voice to the unheard, to giving voice to the marginalized section. So that is one part which you can write here in way forward. To read more about it, try to write about it, and try to write these two answers also. इन दोनों आंसर्स को भी आप लिखिए. We have discussed these topics. The first one is with respect to the bulldozer justice. The second one with respect to AI. We have to write these answers, one in 150 words, one in 250 words. Meanwhile, at the same time, there is a mains test series also, which is going to come in offline and online mode in Hindi and English with copy evaluation, PDF solution and mentorship. So this is going to start from 5th of June. So see you all tomorrow. Okay. See you all tomorrow, and then we will discuss more editorials. Thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you.